come back as strongly as we can. And when we do, we're going to be raising an army.
Mug clubs for closers.
Last segment, this is one where we often kind of wrap this up in a ribbon for you. And I know it's become Crowder Closes, and I appreciate how much you guys have you've allowed me to take the opportunity to be earnest and talk with you guys in a way that hopefully helps a lot of people. And I mean, we feel responsibility in doing that. So I need to kind of start this off before I make a formal announcement and letting you know that I am a huge hypocrite. Which may not necessarily make sense when you just out of context, but let me kind of explain how that is the case, because we've recently done some life advice segments, and I've had to dispense sometimes some life advice that I know I should be practicing that I haven't been. This is going to be right now my last show through New Year.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm not retiring. This is going to be my last show through New Year, and it's specifically due to some health reasons. And don't worry, I don't have cancer or AIDS. I can see the rumor mill starting right now. We'll be back though the second week of January, so please bookmark and come back. But health issues, medical issues that require more attention than I can fit into every other Friday between 11 and 2 p.m., which is literally I have to pick every other Friday because a lot of people don't realize, we don't have 40 staff members of the Young Turks. Yeah. So if we're gone doing a Change My Mind, or if we're gone doing a show on campus, we have to travel back. That's the whole team.
Yeah, it's everybody all the time.
It's everybody all the time.
That's you, that's Abby, that's Madison, that's everybody.
Right. And particularly myself. Sometimes some people get to stay home. I have to be there always.
It's always you. It's
so
you all the time.
I'm not complaining, but time-wise, I literally have to. So what we've tried to do is actually, this is to give you ideas to the inner workings here. We do what we call a super video. We tape it often on the weekends, or we tape 1 week, and then the next week it's like, okay, we still have to work an insane amount, but I find a window to, okay, I pick the dentist this week, or go into a doctor, or whatever it is, a rheumatologist. And yeah, listen, a lot of people probably, I've talked on air quite a bit about having kind of thyroid issues and being, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia a year and a half ago. I didn't really take it super seriously, but nothing, I'm not going away. But yeah, autoimmune related to the point of, I had a doctor recently kind of sit me down and say, listen, you're not gonna make it very long, not because of the cancer, he said because of the stress and how it's affecting kind of this. I hate to use these serious words because I don't want to be overly dramatic. We're coming back the second week of January. This is just something that needs, and for several other reasons, there are going to be a lot of big developments happening. But a doctor actually looked me in the eye and said, listen, the disease state, unless you correct it, progresses. Said some progress fast. I've seen people get cancer and they go in 3 months, and someone had it for several years and they've been fine. So, but unless corrected, what you have is progressively getting worse. You are progressively doing damage to your body. And unless you correct it, it's going to get worse. And sometimes it goes around the bend where then it becomes something permanent that now you're trying to correct it retroactively in post, as we would say in this program, as opposed to fixing it live. We'll do it live. So make no mistake. This is one thing I know a lot of people have talked about. I've seen a lot of people talk about YouTube burnout. This is not YouTube. It's like, oh my God, you mean you have to talk to a camera while people give you $65,000 a month on Patreon? Oh, what a freaking nightmare, right? Like that's not what this is. This is not an I'm burnt out and I don't want to do it anymore. Though I am exhausted. It's that there is nothing else I could dream of doing outside of this. There's nothing else that I want to do. And right now, I am less and less capable of performing, of being able to do what it is that not only is important to me, the only thing that I can do, but what it is that's so important to many other people who watch this. We just hit 3 million subscribers, and I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined Mug Club. Please don't stop Mug Club or cancel your memberships because we're gone for a little bit. We're going to come back. We're always trying to think of ways to add value. And honestly, we have a million ideas that we've not been able to implement because of all the things that we have to do simultaneously. And I'll get into a second, but we just hit 3 million subscribers, and it's because of you, and it's because we're gunning for more growth. We're gunning to reach more people that I do need to get healthy. And this isn't just myself. Everyone here has a very significant workload. Not only just Quarter Black and engineer Abby and everyone there in the control room. Everyone here works really, really hard. To give you an idea, this has been going on for a while. Every day performing for the last, I would say, well, it's been going for a while, but the last 4 or 5 months, every day performing doing this show is for me, has been worse than the day before it. In my ability, it's almost like, it's like, and again, it's not that we don't want to do this. It's that we know we have to do this. We know how important it is. It's like being able to look at the finish line and your legs don't work and you're not able to get there. And that's how it's been feeling every single day for a while now. But it's kind of like the nickel circling the drain the last few months, where it's gotten really, really hard to think, to physically recover. Like my body doesn't heal. We've hit this point where I will have I've aged like 20 years, where I will have a shoulder injury. I remember I was like, I don't even know how I hurt my shoulder, and now it hurts worse than it did 2 weeks ago. And I'm so grateful, by the way, so grateful, not only to the people who make this show possible and give us all the desire to be back and ready to go, but for a team here who really for the first time have been encouraging me to get healthy and to do what I need to do. So during this break, not only are we moving to a new space, to give you an idea, and not like last time where we primarily moved into more space for storage, but now more space for production, for new programs. We're dramatically increasing staff. This is all going to be happening before the second week of January. Dramatically increasing staff, dramatically increasing budget and research capabilities. Owen filled in for me yesterday.
Yeah.
That wasn't an accident. Many of you enjoyed it. I would like to see what a show with Owen is like when he doesn't have to scramble, when he doesn't have to worry about the YouTube gods, when he has protection under the umbrella of my half-Asian lawyer, Bill Richmond, where we're able to actually offer some resources here to let Owen do what he does. And we might have some announcements regarding Owen coming to Mug Club. Who knows? We're still working it out. You know, he'll be here in third chair much more often anyway. But there are a lot of ideas that we've had to want to increase value for people out there, because we eat, sleep, and breathe Mug Club. We really do. I know it sounds silly. This is a token. I mean, what's wonderful, it's hand-etched, it's girthy, but it doesn't mean that. What it does is what it means is what it symbolizes. And it symbolizes the ability for everyone here to make a living. The ability not only for everyone here to make a living, but when people are getting shut down and you're seeing these false copyright violations, and yeah, listen, we work really, really hard, but we have much more peace of mind because we are not beholden to the evil censoring overlords who deny the Armenian genocide or their funding caliphates. We don't have to worry about that because of the people who support this program. And it's because of the people who support this program. It's because of how much you mean to us that I've got to fix, that I haven't been able to carry out the program to the best of my abilities because of not only the workload, but my diminished capacity. And let me tell you something, it's been extremely humbling. To get to the vulnerable side here, it's been extremely humbling to just kind of have to accept I'm only 31, but you know, people have talked about, you ever see these people always, and you're like, I'm going off the grid. It's like, but you're always off the grid. I haven't taken a week off in over half a decade. And I know you've seen like, well, we've had weeks where I haven't done shows, but you know, when that happens, it's like, no, that's because we have to do a whole studio update. We're painting the whole green screen area. A week, let alone enough time to really, I need to travel now and see some specialists. But I used to be able to do it. And everyone kind of hits that point where you're like, man, what is happening? I used to be able to do all of this. I used to be able to go 16-hour days with not so much as a day off. And now just it's humbling to kind of just have to accept, okay, these are the things that I can do. This is what I'm not capable of doing at this stage of my life, especially if I want to, get healthy. And like many of you ask, hey, you having kids? Hopefully, eventually. But what I really hope is that not only do you continue to support it's not myself, but everyone who works to make this show happen. And let me kind of leave you with this, if it helps. So I want to wish you, by the way, everyone a Merry Christmas, and thanks not only to Mug Club, but our wonderful sponsor, Walther. Let me tell you something about Walther, by the way. Why does it mean so much to us? We'll have some more sponsors. We've had people line up out the door, particularly around Christmas time, wanting to sponsor the show. But we also know that we're not able to just it would change the show if we tossed in 15 live reads for random sponsors that were rotating. We wouldn't actually be able to shoot commercial series. We want to get back to shooting more creative commercials. We haven't had the ability to do that because we've been a little bit underwater with some of the migration, trying to staff, move to a new place, get new technology up and working while doing a daily show. It's just not really been feasible. But Walther has allowed us, because they've stepped up and they said, you know what, we want to be in every show. We want studio naming rights. Like I said, there are a ton of great firearms out there. You can like Glock, you can like HK, you can like Sig. I'm trying to think of who else out there would be. I don't know. I can't even think right now. But the point is, do you like Mercedes? Do you like BMW? They're good cars, right? I prefer Walther, not just because we were seeking them out for a long time because I liked their firearms, but they have the balls to support this show. They have the balls to step up and say, hey, it's a controversial show, while other companies like Smith & Wesson or Ruger, whoever it is, are incorporating trigger locks because they want to kowtow to the gun lobby. We're not going to do it. We have never done anything where Walther has said, nah, that's too controversial. They go, oh man, we love what you're doing, and thank you so much for helping to support our company. So not only what you guys do with Mug Club, but Walther, listen, if you're going to go and purchase a firearm, we don't really have a big sell. It's just try the Walther and see what you think. I've never had anyone try. Google Walther PPQ review. This is a PPQ subcompany. Google Walther PPQ. See how many pages it takes you to find anything other than a glowing review about it being the best kept secret. So it really is an incredible feeling to be sponsored by companies and it's not that they sponsor the show, it's the faith that they place in the show, where we don't even have to say these were our numbers this week or this is how many live reads. When we call Walther, they say, thank you. You got it. We're grateful for this partnership, and we're so grateful for the partnership with them, and we appreciate you guys supporting them. There really have been some unbelievable relationships that have been created. And I want to say one thing too. This is also, we have such an amazing team here. We're building up this kind of A-team behind the scenes where I want to make sure that I'm able to give them my best. Not only you my best, but the people who put all their blood, sweat, and tears into making this show possible. You wonder why there are no overlays, where there are so few sources on shows like The Young Turks or most other conservative programs, honestly, but all the leftist programs that I can think of, outside of John Oliver, he does provide some sources. Samantha Bee we won't include because Slate should not be chief amongst them. It's because it takes work. It's a lot more work to actually bring these up so you guys are able to look up the references. It's a lot. It's a lot to mention doing sketches and Photoshops and these people who are unbelievably skilled behind the scenes. It's a lot more work. That's why most people don't do it. So I want to make sure I do right by them. Final thing I want to say is that this temporary break, again, we'll be back January 2nd, is not because any of us, to reiterate, not want to go away. It is precisely because all of us, and I can certainly speak for most of us, but myself absolutely, are in this for the long haul, and we need to get some ducks in a row to come back as strongly as we can. And when we do, we're going to be raising an army. And I hope that you're a part of it. Merry Christmas. If we don't see you, follow me on Instagram, Louder with Crowder's Instagram. I haven't been verified yet, and you'll be able to watch maybe some of the recovery that's going on, and if you want to get involved in some of the personal, which I don't know why you do, but apparently that's what kids are doing on the Instagram these days. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget about Mug Club when you're buying gifts, and oh my God, January's going to be a rough ride. For them, not you. If you like this video, subscribe, watch one of these other videos, or hit the notification bell. Well, you should hit that if you subscribe anyways, because subscriptions don't mean anything on YouTube anymore. Now you have to hit notifications so that it shows up in your inbox. So I don't know why you subscribe in the first place, but that's what you have to do. Also, we're not making money off these videos anymore because YouTube decided why